Good evening. The box is much too big for the frame. We've got the Takom Bergepanther Ausfd Umbau Siebert 1945. This is a Bergerpanther. It's for transporting burgers, which is a historical fact. I know what I'm talking about because I'm old. Let's get straight into it. What's the point in sitting around doing nothing? I got the whole bottom. And there is a drilling instruction that I am determined not to miss, but it's not on this part. It's on a part that goes on this. Hello, Herbert, plastic particle dynasty Erpaderp. Herbert disaster Erpaderp. Both of those are pretty accurate. I hope you're all doing well. Cut this out carefully. And then when the sprue is empty, we throw it in the dustbin at once. One empty sprue. I must be making progress. It's landed on the floor where I'm going to roll over it with my chair. These that can go away. And because this is a full interior model, we probably want to get rid of the nubbins left behind. The music's like you're cutting bomb wires. What if I am? You should be very far away from me if I am. Okay, any nubbins? Hello, nubbins, come out. I won't cut you. I don't know if I'm going to need to embiggen with cromulence my frame here. This seems fine for now. Maybe I should have thought about that before starting. That seems like the sort of thing I wouldn't do. Is this model historically accurate? Research, Herbert? Yes. It's a historical accurate hamburger carrier, which carries hamburgers from Hamburg. Duh. And these are all like integral hamburger related nubbins and bumps and recesses. Anyone that says otherwise is lying. Okay, we got L1, which is this wiggly boy. There's a small M30 bit and another plate on the K3 sprue. I did think enough ahead to actually get the sprues I might need first. Put them out. So, that's new. That's K326. I don't know if there is a K1 and 2 sprue. We've got a K3 sprue. So that's nice. Hysterical correct. These were really big burgers. I mean, you gotta have big burgers. What's the point in having small burgers? Did I get the M sprue out? I did. Look at me being somewhat prepared-ish. 30, 30, 30, 30. I'll look at the side with the numbers and I'll be able to see the numbers. It's a whatever this is. Okay, try to put this back up without causing an avalanche. That's cleaned up, and these bits are not terrible. They should come cleaned up off the sprue. And they should clean themselves. This is the one that requires drilling. It's the lower front plate also. I don't know why it requires drilling. Probably to mount, I don't know, some sort of hook on there. Or okay, it says to shave these off. That is the inside. And to drill there. I was kind of worried about there being nothing to guide it. But I guess the bottom and this bit here will help. Well, we'll do that on camera so that people believe that I did it. Because I could just lie. I could be lying. Good thing there's not I shouldn't speak too soon. I don't think there's going to be a lot of mold line cleanup required, so this shouldn't be too difficult in that regard. Hey, Richard Tomlin, how you doing? Just rolled in. Ah. Slide the part off the table so I can pick it up. I'm assuming this is some sort of conduit. It's a tank wiring management, cable management for your Panther hull, and all derivatives thereof. We can't have unseemly cables being visible now, can we? That goes in the bottom somewhere like that, around the other way maybe. Just like that. I am really uncertain why that couldn't be molded in. But it's a separate part, and we get the fun of gluing it on. Hey Thomas Hood, how you doing? A lot of mold line cleanup? Good. More fun because this kit has not that many parts. I said not that much mold line cleanup, which is bad because we're not getting our hobby's worth or our money's worth for hobby time or something. If you want to spend hours cleaning mold lines up, that's what you paid for. I think that's a pedal. Do not break the thin bit. Seems reasonably ready. Okay. Drill is here. Can't let not having a drill stop this build. And make my adjustments here. I hope I've got battery for this. 89%, good. Couldn't remember if I'd charged my phone or not because I'm irresponsible. These streams are so relaxing. I'm glad that's the case. I like relaxing streams. I think the kids call it I can't remember the word I'm thinking of now. Cozy? Chill? I don't know. Low energy? Got that, and now get ready to have a hole put in you. Don't put your finger behind the hole making device, Herbert. It says 0.7 millimeter hole. I think that bit is 1 millimeter. I'm sure somebody's going to get upset about that. You need to use the precise tools, Herbert. That's a hole. That's good enough. I'm up early. I'm not up early. It's 10 p.m. You bought side cutters, been 4 weeks and still not opened the packet. I mean, you probably should if you want to use them, but if you don't need them open, what's the harm of having them sit there? So hey, go for it, painting. How you doing? Now let's see how annoying this can be. Why is there a hole? That's probably for the little pedal I just cut off, isn't it? Sometimes I'm not a smart man. That time is most of the time. I'm kind of not really sure I want to glue this into place just yet, because if I get it wrong, it'll look bad when it joins the front of the hole. But I think I can get it right. So, who cares if it turns out shit? Me? The knife seems okay. Good. Good. Personally, I prefer to use side cutters. Sprue cutters, or whatever they had written on the box of this. But whatever works is... well, it works, doesn't it? I will glue this on. YOLO, as the kids still say, definitely, because I am not out of touch. Don't put your finger behind the hole making device. I once drilled a 10mm wood drill in my finger. The tip touched the bone. I love DIY chores. It makes everything red. That doesn't sound fun. I once grinded my finger with a cutting disc. Obviously not that bad. The scar is pretty much gone, because it was over 20 years ago. The lesson is, don't use the tools on your fleshy bits. It hurts. Just put a nice layer of the glue god's favorite. Any glue will do except super glue. And we hope that it's all lined up good. because that's going to be a real pain in the ass to reposition if we need to. Looks pretty flat across the top there. I'm more concerned about along the top there than along there. Might as well stick this on. We can just do this. EZ PZ. The lesson is pay the person who can do it better and faster. Be the better man and admit that we suck at DIY. I mean, that is true. There are certain things that doesn't really matter if you do it yourself, but sometimes it's better to pay somebody who knows what they're doing. Like the brakes on your car, for example. Okay, that's ready. And this is also ready to be glued on.
Nuts. Got him! Got
Thank
him!
you. Thank you for 58 months, Corvus. I appreciate that. No limerick this morning as I'm on 28 hours with no sleep. That is far too many hours. Go to bed. I appreciate that heckin' long time subscription. My phone is covering the instruction, and it's small anyway. Goes basically the way I thought it would go. I'm assuming it just sort of sits in there. Because that looks right. Aww. Why'd you have to knock it out of place, Herbert? Just couldn't be satisfied with how it chose to sit by itself. Doesn't look like it's properly straight. That's better. Now I assume that's not going to get in the way and knocked out of position. And that's because I'm an idiot. On-call hours suck major ass. It's true. This instruction booklet is a bit too wide for the space I have for instructions. And now... Excuse me. I think I didn't quite read the instructions good enough. Because I will need parts from the Q2 sprue, but I didn't see the part where it says G2 sprue. What a fool. How's the Damo twins? It's spelt with an A! I assume they're good. This box is far too big. That's Q2. The second Q. And let's assume that G2 is right in the bottom of the box. Because of course it is. found it. Biggest box in the world. Stargazer again. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should look at Pretzel and see why it seems to only play this song repeatedly. What are we looking at? Epic. Starts with an E. There's 454 tracks in this on this station. Why they repeat the same ones so frequently, I've no idea. Oh well. Probably not worth worrying too much about. Go, Herbert, and build the galaxy. Class starship? I'd love to. Maybe that whole top can go all the way over there. G261. It's not these. This is 61. All the sprue gates, Herbert. And 21, which should look significantly different. Maybe Pretzel is listening to us and heard that we talked about Picard often. Therefore, they play Stargazer that often. Maybe. Hey, DayDayG4, how you doing? And Ian Williams, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Now, for my next trick, I'll cut more bits off the sprues. Assuming I'm looking at the correct sprue. Q2. Those bits are right there. And how do I tell them apart? They've got little different details. This is 24, which goes toward the rear. And this one goes a bit further forward of that. That is a 5, not a 6. Don't panic. Discard the empty sprues immediately in the dustbin. Has to be the dustbin. It can't be like the recycling bin. Or just the regular bin. Must be a dustbin. It does kind of look like some of the detail is represented in the instructions, so if I do mix these up, it shouldn't be too big a deal. I hope. That shouldn't be too difficult to get them on and looking good. Famous last words, perhaps. Don't know how much we need to worry about the bottom. One. I'm not gonna keep doing that. So many little nubbins. Nobody appreciates a little nubbin. Or a big nubbin. That's not true. Sometimes nubbins are good. When they're guide nubbins. These ones have nubbins on the side, because of course they do. Don't think I've mixed the parts up yet, so we should be fine. This has still got a big chonk on it. This music makes me feel like I should be doing this on a mountaintop or something. Heroic dying music. I don't intend to die. And I'm the hero of this story, so it's not appropriate. My name is Bin. Nub Bin. Some sort of secret agent. Nubbin related secret agent. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 slots. And 4 slot filling doodads. I've also just realized there's a couple of small things that go back here. I'll get to them in a bit. Now the question is, does this... Looks like it does have a particular way around it should go. That bit there, which is tiny, faces toward the rear. Let the gluing begin. The whole bottom doesn't quite sit flat, which I don't appreciate. It's got a very slight arch to it, which I'm assuming will be corrected once we put the side parts on. I figured the this thingy down the center would help with that, but it doesn't seem to. So that looks vertical compared to there, but not to there. I wonder if there's anything... I couldn't bend that and have it go the way I want it. That would be too easy. Agent of NSA, Nubbin Severe Agency? I don't trust them. I think this goes around this way. Because if it didn't go that way, it wouldn't fit over the thingy. It keeps tilting forward and I don't like it. That way. Presumably that last one goes there. It's not even in the right place, Herbert, you stupid shit. There's very clear slots and little raised guide things for this. Shouldn't have any trouble. piss. Part of the problem of doing this is, of course, trying to hold it so that the camera can see what I'm doing. Can't be imagining it. Those look to be on an angle. Maybe that's how they're meant to be, because they're in the slots. Let's just assume that whoever designed this knew what they were doing. Ever been tempted to throw one in the bin on a stream? Well, I haven't thrown one in the bin on a stream, but usually I just stop the stream and not build the model anymore. Excuse me. That doesn't really happen, though. Should have been SNA, Severe Nubbin Agency, but they paid Keefe to create the abbreviation. Fools. It should be the FA, Fool Agency. I got nothing. That looks like it's good. Those should... No, there shouldn't be any issue when the side bits force that into being straight. It's not that much of a curve. You can see it when you put it next to, like, straight lines on the cutting mat. But it's not what you would call extreme. Well, you might call it extreme, but you'd be a bit wrong. Okay. End sprue? I didn't get the end sprue out. Here I was thinking I was prepared. The N stands for nubbins. I don't remember that SDKF said 222, but I do vaguely remember that now. Yeah, it deserved it, I assume. It probably annoyed me enough to do that. Okay, N67. I'll find it eventually. It's just these two little brackety boys. 68. I don't know if they're identical. I could be doing myself a mischief by getting them mixed up. '67 goes on the far side. Let's assume we don't need the end sprue any further. Put it back in the box. I built it too. Don't apply pressure, idiot. Should have been written on the box. Good times. Yep. And now I must remember this one goes on the other side. Don't mix them up even though they look to be exactly the same. I'm sure these are very important little brackets. Yeah, we'll make sure they fit using the Jeffreying technique. Slouch down so I can see under the phone. Let's hope that's not backwards somehow. It looks symmetrical, so it probably isn't backwards. There is always that worry. Have I done it wrong? Probably. There we go. That's all for the whole bottom for now. We need to assemble a doodad of some sort. Excuse me. And it looks like there's a lot of sub-assemblies for this. Got A through H for this assembly. This might take a long time. This might take even longer than I originally anticipated. Okay, we got the L sprue somewhere. L sprue for Herbert. Big fat L. And we glue 28, 27 together, which is this pair. Weird horseshoe looking things. I did clip that side off. It didn't just break. I hope. And there's another very similar sub-assembly with different parts. Maybe I'll do them separately so I don't mix them up. Many sub-assemblies, so this is a submarine? Well, yeah. Words can only have one meaning. L sprue for Lerpert. I'm not a Lerpert, whatever that is. The question is, how much do I need to remove the mold lines, and how visible will that be? I'm going to just remove the main ones and the nubbins from the sprue, because this seems to be part of the transmission, and I don't think it's going to be super visible. But we should do our best with it anyway. Or at least something approaching good enough. That's nothing like the best you can do, is it, Herbert? Instructions fell over. Oh, this feels so fragile. My recommendation is a sharp blade, so you don't have to apply as much pressure to cut through the nubbin. And to be careful when you drag your blade across it. That's good enough. Not entirely sure which way up that goes. That goes that way. Did I cut the right parts out? It's entirely... I'm looking at the wrong instruction. So I did cut the right parts out. I'm just an idiot. This goes around the other way. And probably with those little nubbins there, will go together thusly to form a whatever it is. Now that I've figured that out, I think I'm pressing buttons on the keyboard with the instructions on it. From the What's in the Box video, I guess this will be maybe the longest build you've ever streamed so far. We'll need a lot of streams. I think so. Probably. And it's going to need a break in the middle for painting the interior. Never built a Takom. How does it compare to a Tamiya? Decent quality, more fiddly, and probably more... not imperfections, but you probably find you might have to do a bit more kajiggering. I think Tamiya is more Gudera engineered. But also, most of the Tamiya kits I build are the 48th scale ones, and I think they're slightly more simple, so it makes sense. Takom models are pretty good. I haven't built that many of them, but I've enjoyed them all so far. One whatever it is. There's another one. But that's step C. You can't skip over step B. Can I? Gooder. I am a master of the English language. Trying to cut even closer to the part this time to make it easier to clean. Now I am curious, will I be able to tell these apart to get them on the correct side of the model? Probably not. Does look slightly different. The little pointy bit. No, the little pointy bit is on the same side. It's in the middle. Probably doesn't matter that much. It's nice to get whatever it is out of the way. Do not break, please. Sensible Australian man pleads with plastic. The Bergerpantherians won't be amused. I don't care. They're not going to give me burgers anyway, bastards. I could do with a burger. It's almost 11 PM. Nobody's going to be open that sells burgers that I want to eat. Hitting the bath later on. Later. Don't hit the bath. What's the bath done to you? Ha 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 ha. God damn, I'm funny. Looking. Now, it's important to hold the piece as it's shown in the diagram to assist me in not fucking it up. No, it'll be fine. Hell yeah. 2, whatever those R's. R's? Maybe I'm not that good at English. Or maybe I'm bending English to my will. It'll do as I say. I think what I could do is, instead of building all of the sub-assemblies and then gluing it together, I could build a couple, glue them together, and then build the rest so as not to lose any. That's probably a relatively smart idea. Just trying to figure out what I need now. L sprue. L sprue. Do step B. M... No, L, 6 and 7. Not them. Yeah. These. Smaller than I thought.
That's what she said.
It is what she said. What a bitch. Are these knobs required? No, I believe they would be a hindrance if I were to leave them there. There's a couple of other bits that go on this, but... he said but. I think they can go on after this is glued together. I hope. I hope. I think that'll be fine.
I mean really brutally weird stuff. But stuff.
Patrick Stewart's amazing. Ja, das ist gut. Don't drop it, Herbert. At least it didn't go on the floor. M sprue. Sprue. What I need for this kit, I think, is a big space and a rotating carousel I can slot these into. It would make life so much better. Looks almost exactly the same as 25. Okay, they go around that way. One of the pointy bits is taller than the other. That makes it easier. Have you marked the sprues with a edding? A edding? No. I don't know what an edding is. Lieutenant Eddings? Oh, a marker. No. They've got, that's M. They're, like, cut out, which makes them really easy to read. Google Edding 3000. I don't wanna. But having said Eddings, now I want to watch that series of episodes of Deep Space Nine with Michael Eddings. Or Eddington. Huge, you say? That's not what she said.
I'm hungry for some tits. Show me the tits.
I have so many Game Society pimps sound things in my thing. They're very entertaining, and you should watch them. This is difficult to hold in such a way that makes it useful for trimming the nubbin off. I don't think I've mixed them up yet. That's fine. Almost dropped it. Doesn't count because I caught it with my shirt. No snacks for the carpet monster. Only starvation. And, being stepped on, I guess. And now, hold it the way the instructions show, and we shouldn't have any problems. You filthy animal! How dare you! Ja. Das ist gut. Nice pointy bits. Do yourself a mischief by stabbing yourself on them. And I have got it around the right way, so I won't have to pull it apart again and do it properly later. Dear kids, don't make a drinking game of it. Don't drink every time Herbert says nubbin. That's a bad idea. Don't make a drinking game out of anything Herbert does. And if you do, don't hold me responsible. It's your own stupid fault. Okay, I think I may be able to get away with putting... There's a part that goes between them. These will go like that. Well, like that. figure it out. And the particular part is on the L sprue. Big fat L, bozo. L18 and L19. Oh no. Silly is going to be dead soon by the number of times I say nubbin, 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 nubbin. Drink up! Okay. This goes on here somehow. And there is king, which is nice. And then I assume one of these just plops on there. And I assume that what looks like king has something to do with it. That could be around the wrong way. That could be the wrong part. That seems like what we want. If one eats stew in a pit, is that stupid? Might be. Say it. Say what? Say what? Say what? Nubbin. Now, do drinking games like that count if, like, if you were to play a drinking game every time I said something? Would it count if it was deliberately said? Like if I say nubbin, 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 nubbin. Do you have to drink that many times? I haven't played a drinking game for a long time. I don't know the rules anymore. Just let that sit together for the time being, and then glue it. Just that way. I would hate to glue this together backwards. People on the internet would be very mad. Of course, it came apart as I picked it up. And it just occurred to me that a lot of that was out of frame when I put it together. Because that's too far forward. I'll just film it better the second time around. Surely. Also, I think the keying on this one is different to the other side. So maybe you can't put them around the wrong way. Even if you want to, it is forbidden. Why won't you go in? Hopefully that's all straight and in the correct position and good. I'm sure it's very important. Actually, pretty sure that's part of the transmission, so it is very important. Excuse you. There is a outer bit, then the bit that goes on the back here, and then another outer bit. Actually, no, and then a pedal assembly, then an outer bit, and then another bit for the back there. It's not assembled in quite the order that I would have done it, but, you know, what would I know about order of assembly of kits? Different keying, good. Herbert proof. I don't know. I could find a way to do it wrong. I choose not to. Yeah, it's a choice, isn't it, Herbert, doing it wrong? Mm-hmm. Okay, we want this one. This goes away. And also this one. And the rest seem to be small bits off the M sprue. But first I'm going to look at this and figure out how it works. Looks like that. And this goes somewhere. Is there keying? Yes, there is keying. Just there. Now, do I glue that together first and then put the little bits on, or Is that somehow an error? I think it'll be fine. Cannot make more time, you have to go. I thought you had time wizard powers. Thank you for being here, silly. I hope you have a good time doing whatever it is you have to do. I'll forgive you for not being a time wizard. I think the way to do it will be to glue these two bits together, let them bond, and then find and attach the small bits. I think. That's not a very confident way to go about it, Herbert. No. The instruction isn't that good. It looks like they want these little bits glued onto that, but then it wouldn't fit into that. So I just assume they sit on the outside. You can see the picture there of the final part, but it just doesn't, it's not big enough to clearly show where the bits go and how they go. So, if I get it wrong, it's your fault. It's your fault, dear viewer. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Some nubbin elimination. If you do it wrong, you'll punish yourself on the dick. I can't read. That's not a bad typo. You'll punch yourself in the dick. For your sake, I'll try to get it right then. I am getting tired. Okay, I think that's ready. Now, will that fall out before I put the glue? Let's find out. Speaking of Fallout, Fallout series should be available soon. TV series. What day did that come out? The 14th? That's one I'm excited to watch. There we go. Just drop that so we break it and nudge the parts out of position. That's what you want. M sprue. I have lost my M sprue. I have found my M sprue. What do we need? 34, 17, 38. That says 17. Had a minor sprue avalanche. Ah. Okay, this has an extra nubbin we do not want. Get out of here, you nubbinous buffoon. Now, of course, I'm not quite sure which bit is which. This smaller one is 17, I think. It's very hard to see how it should be oriented and what it should be attached to, if anything, and where it went all the way back there. This is confusion-y. Poor old Herbert. I think this bit, there's two little holes there. I think this bit sits in them. Like that. Then this bit looks like it links. It's got a hole that goes over one of those nubbins. And this bit also has guide nubbins on the back. And goes somewhere like that. So maybe it's not that difficult. You figured it out, Herbert. Congratulations. A little bit of tidy up is in order, though. Hell yeah. Takom confuses Herbert. Don't be that proud, Takom. Really, don't be that proud. As bad religions say, confusion is a fundamental state of being. I think that was the line anyway. Let's just glue these bits on. The glue god will be happy. The glue god will be happy, or the glue god will shut up. Wrong way. Idiot. Probably need my knife to nudge these into the right position. Today we shed some glue, glue brothers. There's not enough glue there. And now... I think that's a bit of a nubbin that shouldn't be there. If I refer to the other part, I might be able to figure out if it is nubbin. No, it's not nubbin. Looks like it's intentional. So I'll leave it there. This is going to be what the kids call fiddly. Don't actually know where that bit's going to sit. Helps if you don't just drop the part onto the assembly. Frickin' dog shit. It's a rounded part, so it's a bit difficult to hold on to with tweezers. Does that go in the slot or on the slot? I don't think it matters that much. It looks right enough to me. I would like a close-up of that, in the instructions. That would be helpful. That looks like what I've got. Anybody that knows better probably will have a bit of a fit in the video, and I'll have a sensible chuckle. Excuse me. This is part D. D for dicks. Ha 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 ha. So it goes on this side. Any keying to guide it? You would think so. Like that. Very easy. Why not glue it into place now? I've seen this thing at the Tank Museum in Riverton. Riverton? Oh, I get it. Rivet counters live there. Riverton. It sounds like a nice river village or something. But it's a ghastly place. Assume that's all good and correct. And we'll edit in the other one. It'll be like magic. Okay, so that one wasn't too difficult to put together, and I could put the second one together, which would make sense. Or I could follow the instructions and build this lumpy thing. I think I'll skip ahead and build the other disc thing. Just because that'll be easy. In Riverton, everything is a full interior thing. Even shit is a full interior thing. I do full interior shits. I am a rivet counter. I'm curious if on the next page this assembly gets glued into the hull. Not quite. But pretty soon after. In fact, I think I could skip ahead in an instruction and get away with putting this in place first before these side doodadderies. Actually, maybe that step needs to go in before the transmission. Getting a bit far ahead of yourself, Herbert. Settle down. Good and nubbin free. We'll just assume I did a good job filming the first assembly of this, and I don't need to video the second one. You know what they say about assuming? It's pretty good, and it doesn't make an ass out of anybody. Don't... Oh, you stupid shit. Clearly, more glue is in order. That shouldn't fall through there. Surely. I hope you know that in your streams you make an ass of Emberly. I do. It's on purpose. Have I lost the M sprue? Or did I put it under? I did. What a ding-a-ling. Absolute ding-dong. Stop sliding off of each other, you stupid sprues. Accursed nubbins. Why do you appear on the most thin bits of plastic? This one seems slightly different. Ah, I think no, I didn't lose that bit. That will go in there. Maybe I'm just looking at it different is why I think it's different. That would make sense. Probably. That's too much glue, Herbert. You shouldn't be putting too much glue on. See if I can just drop this one in place with my fat fingers. Yeah, pretty close. That looks very mechanical. Yes. Seems less than keen to go together properly. Just needs a bit of force is all. That looks pretty good. Very detail-y. I'm not sure it really looks like probably over an hour worth of work. I'm not sure how in focus it is for the overhead either. Definitely not when you hold it closer to the camera, Herbert. It's not worth fiddling with the focus at this point. Nice sauerkraut cooker. Yep. That's where the sauerkraut goes in there. I haven't put the lid on yet. There's like a lid that goes there. And it rotates around and around as the sauerkraut cooks and sauerkrautifies. I know how sauerkraut works. Okay. For my next trick, the next subassembly, which shouldn't be too difficult. This nubbin should be on the end of it. Can't get my clipper up there. That's not going to work if I can't get my clipper in there. And I assume this bit is what I want. L8. Late. And just drop that. You don't need to hold it. I'll assume this plops into the bottom in some sort of a way. Probably the other way. Good. I'll stick those two together while I clean up that little bond while I'm cleaning that up. Getting hungry, so your next magical trick is disappearing. It's magical and not just pressing buttons on the computer. I appreciate you being here, Trakan, and I hope you have some delicious food. I'll see you next time. Press record, Herbert. Otherwise you won't record anything. There's a lot of glue spilled on that side that I didn't realize. And also it's coming apart. And sit that there. I'm running out of drink. This aggravates me. I am angry. That seems reasonable. Where do we glue that on? Onto that round bit. There doesn't seem to be anything to tell me exactly where that should be sitting, but I'm going to assume it goes in that little recess so the person can get their hand on the knob. And that's what it looks like the instructions show. No! On the guide pin, not next to it. That looks like what they want. And then that goes on this. Does have a very slight gap along there, but not along there, really. So hopefully... Oh, that's way more glue than I was expecting. Hopefully, that is altogether good enough and has enough... There's enough tolerance for it being slightly too long or something. By, like, a fraction of a millimeter. Yeah. There's still 2 more sub-assemblies to go for that assembly. The pedals here and the back bit of the transmission. But I said but and tried to burp and failed. But I'm kind of tired, kind of hungry like Trekan, and I'd like to get some sleep in. I plan to stream again in the morning. Well, it depends on what I get up, if I do or don't. But it'll probably be in about 9.5 hours to 10 hours. I will either do Farm Sim, or more likely some Railroader. Because who doesn't like railroading? Weirdos, that's who. Don't think I've got anything else to say. I probably won't do a raid. I don't think there's anybody to come with me on a raid on the old Twitcheroo. Yes, I'll be back. Tomorrow being Thursday. I'm considering for all my Wednesday night build streams, but for this one, I'm considering starting earlier than I usually do, if I can, and going longer, just so that it doesn't literally take me half a year to get this done. But that's for future Herbert to worry about. Right now, my job is eating these donuts. Fuck, I wish I had donuts. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.